Phonak, because Robbie Hunter rides for Team Phonak, and maybe his ride there today is an indication of what Floyd Landis is going to do later on. But Floyd Landis starts 4 riders from the end. This man is 6 riders from the end, and he is in 6th place in the overall classification. 16 seconds adrift from George Hincapie's overall lead. Cadel Evans, 8th overall last year in the Tour de France. Now that, Bob, is the face of a man a fraction more concentrated.
What a gutsy ride Cadel Evans did put in the Tour de France. Has had some very horrible luck with injuries. He's broken his collarbone 4 or 5 times in the last couple of seasons. He raced for T-Mobile last year, the year before last, excuse me. Didn't seem to have a great ambiance there for Cadel and that team. Not enough communication for him and the rest of the squad. Never got a chance to do the Tour, but last year, riding for the Lotto de Wiedemann squad, Cadel Evans came very good in the Tour and finished in the top 10.
Well, we're with Michael Barry, the Canadian rider, and he will certainly be trying to post some times for George Hincapie to use as a reference. But let's just remind ourselves there are 5 riders left to start. Zabriskie will be up next, followed by Landis, followed by Bobby Julich, followed by Levi Leipheimer, and finally at 10 minutes past 1 o'clock local time, George Hincapie will roll down the starting ramp. And the last few riders are actually separated by 2 minutes. The first riders in the event are separated at a minute so that they will theoretically not catch each other, but because of the importance of the top 20 or 30 riders in the overall standings, they start at 2-minute intervals. Bob, this is a very private effort, isn't it? This is a private suffering. It's one man on his own going through his own personal purgatory.
Well, look at Michael Barry deep in the hurt locker already. He's going to have a long day ahead of him, going flat out as hard as he can. And it's so very important to do, like you said, go into the suffering tank, try to get to the finish line with as little trauma as possible. But in the time trial, there's no hiding. It's the race of truth. And here is one man that is probably the best in the world at this type of discipline currently, Mr. David Zabriskie.
Dave Zabriskie also had a little bit of a problem in the opening day prologue, something to do with his gears, but that was a violent effort over 1.9 miles, slightly different to the course he'll be facing this afternoon. The 17-mile individual time trial here around San Jose is slightly better structured for a man of this style. This man has been noted as being the most aerodynamic professional bike rider on the circuit here this afternoon, and he knows how important this individual time trial is. This time trial performance today could give him the lead in this event.
He could most certainly take over the lead. He's so good. This course also so suited to his talents, not very technical, a couple of serpentine descents that he should be able to get through without any trouble at all, but long, flat straightaways. And Dave Zabriskie last year proved in 19 kilometers around Noirmoutier that he is one of the best in the world, beating Lance Armstrong in last year's opening time trial at the Tour de France. Here's Jason McCartney out on course.
Well, the first time I saw Jason McCartney was actually in a race called the Tour de Langkawi, and I was very impressed with him then. He currently lies in